This is my first year at HeartLife, and it's been really exciting all year long.
And when you wake up in the morning and you get ready for school, what do you really get excited about?
Well, I don't get excited about anything. I don't have time to worry about that.
I've had 2 children as students in HeartLife, and for the last 2 years I've taught the younger science class. For our family, it's been a great mix of homeschool and still having a social group, a peer group for our kids to interact with. My kids are very social, and they love interacting, and they love the friendships that they can develop here. They get to learn kind of at more at their own pace than they would at a regular classroom, private or public school.
I've heard of something called the character process. Can you explain to me what that is?
The character process is like, where it's like what you follow in life.
The character process is pretty much like just a guide for how you should live your life and like qualities you should have in your life.
I like CLICK.
What does CLICK stand for?
Courage, facing fears, wrestling with weakness, leadership, leader of one, servant to others, integrity, striving to be who you say you are, concern, care for yourself and others, empathy and compassion, and curiosity, interest in the world around you, lifelong learner.
What do you enjoy about HeartLife?
I enjoyed that we get Starbucks. Kevin is very generous. He says, giving out money. And I like the classes and how I learned so much. The teachers who teach them can be so enthusiastic and so amazing.
I like pretty much most of the classes and the teachers, and I like how it's just kind of like chill and relaxed, and you can wear like your pajamas to school and stuff.
Yeah, like here, like a lot of times the teachers give us a choice, like have a class vote or something. It's not you're learning this, get to it. It's not just sitting at a desk all day. You actually get to do something.
10 years from now, what are you going to remember about this trip?
Everything.
More specifically.
Getting really dizzy. Okay. I don't know. Everything. I'm not gonna forget.
What are you excited about?
Well, I'm not looking forward to having my mom not being there. I'm not looking forward to that, since she has good food. Stop laughing. But I'm also looking forward that we're gonna be like sleeping in Florida on a Florida beach. In Florida. So that's gonna be really fun. And then also looking forward to seeing like Louisiana and stuff, cause that just is cool. And then I'm just also looking forward to like the really long drives.
I'm looking forward to Disney World. I think it'll be really fun to be there and just explore all the United States.
It's been actually really fun, like planning all of the places we're going, what we're seeing, and it's been kind of making me nervous too.
We actually planned the road trip ourselves, and so we drew a map and we were like, okay, so basically where do you want to go in the south? And so we just said like different cities that we thought would be cool to go to, and Kevin planned it out.
I don't know, I think it'll be really good for me just to learn more about the world outside of Portland. I mean, I've always lived in Portland, so I think that'll just really, I think it's like a really once in a lifetime chance.
I'm excited about hanging out with my friends and seeing sights. And the challenges might be like anger. Some people will get in fights, we'll have injuries, and I am excited to share this road trip with my friends.
I'm looking forward to interacting with the kids, getting to know them better. The road trip is, it's kind of like 3 weeks of concentrated development.
Typical road trip protocol when you go for 3 weeks is the first week is kind of the honeymoon period. Students haven't lived together for this long. It's pretty intimate, as far as being community. Students will experience homesickness, a little agitation with their friends. All that's come to play. It's kind of as we expect. It's supposed to happen. Everything that happens here is meant to kind of stretch kids. It's not just for fun. If it was just for fun, we'd just fly everybody to Hawaii and hang out on the beach.
They have to cook their own food, plan their own meals, do their own laundry. They have a lot of independence, and yet it's all supervised and very kind of well planned chaos.
Tell me about your dad.
Well, well, he's tall, I can tell you that. Times he's scary. And he just is creative. Why are you laughing?
First day. How are we feeling?
I've got pink eye in my right eye, which will be exciting. This is actually, compared to the trips we've had in the past, this is a luxury trip.
It's the first day and I'm really sleepy. I woke up at 4 and I'm still sleepy. I want to go to sleep right now. I feel like I'm gonna fall asleep.
Yeah, it's not fun waking up at 3:30 in the morning and then leaving to go on all the way across the U.S. 4.
What are you most looking forward to over the next 2 days?
Tanning in Florida.
Oh, yes, Florida.
Tanning in Florida.
Yes.
Florida. And Atlanta.
And what are you looking forward to today?
Antelope Islands.
What's Antelope Island?
It's like an island in the middle of the Great Salt Lake with a bunch of animals on it.
The best part of this trip for me has been hanging out with 9 great kids.
I think my highlight from day one was watching the kids do their first meal pretty effortlessly.
I liked waking up super early and then driving all day and then taking a really hot, nice shower. I like just leaving because it was like the first hour of the bus ride because it was like really new to us, and like the last hour because we were just getting there and we got sleep.
There was a president called John F. Kennedy, John Fitzgerald Kennedy. There's a museum here about him because he was killed here. He was assassinated here in Dallas.
Isn't there like a white X?
Could be. There's a whole theory of conspiracy and all this kind of stuff about it.
It needs to be documented in the annals of history.
No. Seriously though.
What are you talking? I am taking it serious.
We are. Can you go away for a second? We need to prepare. Of nothing now. And
Forever.
You tape, okay? You're crying. Don't cry at us, Johnny. Okay.
The best things out of the visit to the JFK Museum has been just watching the kids get it, seeing all these various theories that have been proffered by authorities, and they're convinced that they can come up with a plausible explanation. That's what this whole trip has been about, or should be about, is that opportunity to learn in a completely different environment than they'd have an opportunity to do, perhaps just because of time, but they're sharpening each other and challenging each other.
I think I've grown in being more independent and stronger.
I want him, through these little things, to not give up so quickly. Gradually get to the point where he's facing huge things, huge challenges, and he chooses to push through rather than to give up.
I think that this trip, like I've gotten grumpy at people, and I apologize to them, but it kind of feels like I just get grumpy again. I'm thinking it's just a lack of sleep and energy and, yeah, water.
How do you think working through some of that, being independent and being on the road and being away from family helps you grow as an individual?
It'll give me confidence when I'm older.
She's grown a lot, and she doesn't cry anymore when she calls home.
Is there any particular challenges that you faced?
Keeping my cool when I'm annoyed with people, just like thinking before I snap at people has been kind of hard.
Wait, but you said why can't we go to the mall? Because people are tired and cranky and...
What?
No, nobody back there is cranky. No, I'm not cranky and Grant's not cranky.
It doesn't always work, but I just try to remember to think like about how this is gonna affect, how would this make the trip better if I say this before I say whatever I was gonna say.
I had very many big ones, but it's kind of keeping track of your buddy. Like sometimes I just kind of like going faster, or I'm either not going fast enough because I'm fascinated at stuff that I'm looking at.
Carlsbad Caverns were really cool. Arches National Park was amazing. I really like walking around New Orleans today and going to Cafe du Monde and stuff.
Daytona Beach, Disney World, yeah, and then beignets.
That's 3 things.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, of course, me at number 1, right?
Probably last. I like beignets a lot.
I really liked, coming to different houses and meeting new people and hanging out with everyone.
I liked going to the alligator farm, so that was really cool. And got to hold baby alligators, and I got to name one.
What'd you name it?
Ellie. It's now an Ellie gator. Oddly, I really like hanging out in the bus and just driving for like 7 hours of the day, and also going to Disney World.
The Nazis had 4.5 million men in service. Those are combat-hardened troops. The Japs alone had 4.6 million men in service, and they're combat-hardened troops. And the Italians, they had 1.9 million. 4.6, 4.519. What's the answer? Plenty, exactly right.
We were able to talk about history that they wouldn't have had a chance to be exposed to in any other way.
Your friend would turn you in? Is that how crazy?
It got crazy because people who were loyal to Stalin said, hey, if I said Stalin's a jerk, then I must not be loyal. And so you couldn't have your own opinions, your own ideas, or at least you couldn't speak them.
Being the president doesn't mean you're
Dictator.
too higher than anybody else. You still have to follow the law.
You come to the end of these trips and you realize just how much difference it makes. And you hope that they get it, that they understand. I think it was one of the best trips we've been on. I think the students did a great job of being willing to be teachable, willing to engage, willing to kind of let themselves be real. We had different, certainly varying levels of growth and engagement, but I think everybody took the risk that they needed to take to grow. And I think it was so worthwhile. Worth way more than a month in school. And I'd do it again tomorrow if it would have the same payoffs.